Okay, so AEW started off with Christian Cage in the production truck running down the show. And they go to Brian.
That was actually funny.
Yeah, it was. But it was kind of generic. I thought he said, you start the show.
Different. It was different, and it was good.
Yeah, well, they're putting him on a lot now. Ever since we said he needs to be on the show more, if you notice how they've been putting him on.
He got
more.
the rub. He knows it.
Yeah, he knows.
Like prior to this, when he was WWE champion or heavyweight champion or whatever it was, and he was a heel and he was feuding with Orton, and he had just turned into like a real. That to me was the best stuff he's done until recently. Like he's really bringing it, on the mic, everything he's doing. I love it.
So they opened up with Swerve with Prince Nana versus Bryan Danielson, and they did a spot where Nana removed his crown and his jacket and then climbed on the apron and distracted the ref. And Swerve picked up the crown to use as a weapon. The Hangman Page showed up and took the crown away. Then Danielson went for the big knee, but Swerve saw him coming and rolled him into a pin for a 2 count. Then Danielson followed up with the knee and scored the pin clean. And now he has a shot at Christian Cage next week for the title. And I'm very disappointed that they put Swerve in this spot because he shouldn't be losing. They should have put somebody else there if they knew that the match was going to be Bryan Danielson against Cage, because Cage is a heel and Bryan Danielson's babyface. So you knew the finish, and I don't think Swerve should be losing. What did you think of this?
What match was it?
First match.
I know, but what was Danielson and Swerve?
Swerve, yeah.
Wasn't the first match Kingston?
No, that was on the pre-show. I didn't watch the pre-show. This is the regular show.
Okay.
They did a pre-show on Access TV that I didn't bother watch. I didn't
watch the pre-show then. I don't know what I'm.
Well, Kingston versus Minoru Suzuki in the first thing, they chopped each other like 100 times, and that was the match. So I don't know. Could have been a reason that they did a low number. Those guys don't. That's not, bro. That's like fetish wrestling. Like the old 54-year-old Japanese guy and Kenny Kingston just chopping each other, and the chops don't remotely look like anything Ric Flair does. It looks like sea-level chops, So I don't know.
Yeah, he'll be here this weekend with MLW, and Paz was like, "Are you going?" And I'm like, "Well, who's there?" He's like, "Oh, Suzuki." I'm like, "Nah, that's not my."
Like, I know, bro. I'm sorry. That guy's not a that guy's matches aren't. His matches from 20 years ago look good. His matches look like he's an older guy. This is like, I don't know.
It's almost like bro, you got to remember these guys never used to wrestle in the United States, right?
Right.
So unless they did with Ring of Honor that I'm not aware of, but and so a lot of these guys grew up watching them. So to them, it's almost like, if you grew up watching the Backstreet Boys, you want to watch them 15 years later.
Right.
It's almost like a nostalgic act in a way.
Exactly.
Like I know you don't do what you used to do, but I want to see you in person.
Yeah.
And I am, but how many of those people are there? You know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, like when he did.
Perfect example.
Yeah.
A lot of the old 80s, 90s rock bands and music acts, the ones that still are old and sound still really good are in 10,000, 15,000 seat arenas. The ones that have kind of lost it, they're at the Beeb venue in Vegas.
Where they all team up and
right. So it's
where they all team up and tour together.
Right.
But I was going to say, when Suzuki was coming around and
doing it's like when they have these I just want to say this real quick, Joe. They have these R&B things and hip hop things,
right?
And it's like 15 on the bill, to make it look attractive. I'm like,
it's like Jodeci, Shy, Silk. Yeah.
For example,
that's
Joe, do
even
this.
Even
pull
worse.
this up, Konnan. I want you to see this. I don't know if you've seen it. Maybe some clips of it. Joe, pull up on YouTube. YouTube Vegas Sphere.
Vegas Sphere.
Okay.
Got it.
Vegas Sphere. YouTube.
Oh, you saw that? That's incredible.
Bro,
YouTube.
Everybody that's going to those shows have said it's unbelievable. They sound great. It's an unbelievable visual effect. It's incredible. It's like
now they're going to start showing movies in there.
Oh, it's tons of stuff, bro.
How ridiculous is that going to be?
That is an unbelievable venue to have EDM music, like a good DJ playing, party with that. I mean, oh my God, it'd be unbelievable. It's incredible.
I was just going to say real quick on Suzuki, like when he would come over and do WrestleMania weekend, like Bloodsport or GCW or something, it was special because it was yearly. Now it's too much Suzuki. That's all I wanted to say. Right. He's on a lot. It's not special.
So it's kind of funny. The Cornette fans, that thing, they have been very negative on Chris Jericho for a while because of because Jericho donated to Trump and Cornette immediately turned on him.
Yep.
And he was just been criticizing because when Jericho was out of shape.
Should
earlier,
we turn on yours for that?
I don't know. But
I'm going to turn on him.
But they were always knocking Jericho because he said everybody he's in an angle with, he never puts anybody over. Well, he's the Sammy, he's put over like he's doing it a lot. But this was the most glaring example.
He knows when to do it, bro. Because if then it's meaningless.
He put Powerhouse Hobbs over huge. Took a lot of big bumps. And basically just got beat down and beat up and sold afterwards. It's like a lifeless body. Like that was like that this is very well done. This is I credit to Chris. He's older and stuff and thing. I would not be happy to take as many of the big bumps that he took, but it's like he did it and he sold it. And you can tell.
So let me explain.
Go ahead.
This got Hobbs over. This is how you get somebody over. That's why was he able to get Action Andretti over. He didn't do what he did here. He just sold like high flying moves. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's doing that. Where is this kid, by the way?
This reminded me of like when Goldberg came back, it was like it's Goldberg, and then he squashed Brock.
Right.
Like, this is the old Goldberg, right? That's right. So you elevated him back to his old character and the level. And
it was good because it was a realistic looking guy because he looks like a badass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He sold. He knows how to sell. I'm sure him and Lord Cyrus are booking this. Hey, we got to put him over strong if he's going to be believable. Jericho, you're right. Let's do it. Whatever. Right. So this is a Lord Cyrus Jericho production 100%. And they made a guy, they basically gave him a big rub. All right, now all he has to do is to take it from there.
So guys I was very interested in, very entertained by, it's kind of gone off the rails here a little bit. So Adam Cole was at Roderick Strong's house with Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. And this was just straight up comedy, which I don't know where this is going.
Which was not good.
But all of the characters are acting like mentally deficient children. Like they're acting like they're dumb
Cole.
Including
Cole, I'll tell you why.
Everybody in the gimmick is.
Cole should be saying, how about these two guys that are with you? Why aren't they doing anything? I got a broken leg, and they had him mowing the lawn with a broken leg. Who's really going to do that?
It's absurd. It's like the absurdity
I'll mow your lawn.
Right.
Yeah, so and that's what happens sometimes with comedy. It gets over. You read things, it was funny. Oh, well, let's try this. Gets over, and then it's not as funny as it could be because now you're trying too hard to be funny. I think
the gist of this was a Saturday Night Live comedy sketch that doesn't fit in the universe of you're trying to keep it real. Everybody was acting fake in this. Okay, and the worst part about this is that MJF is involved in this. And he's having to act on the level of comedy that they're presenting this as, which is ridiculous, right? And in the meantime, trying to be serious with the Bullet Club guys. It's absurd. It's like you're marrying. You're just like if you think this is funny, somebody said like this doesn't fit in what we're doing. This is a straight up comedy sketch with one of your top guys who's partnered with your champion and stuff. I don't know. So
did you see kind of a side note, but not really. Did either of you guys see the trailer for the Von Erichs movie that's coming out?
No, and I don't care, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know. I was just gonna say I felt the same way, Di, because I was like, why do I want to watch this tragedy? Like what a morbid story and all that. But the trailer looks good, and there's good actors in it and all this.
Okay, well, that's nothing to do with our Raw review, our AEW.
The trailer is probably 90 seconds.
Let's look at it afterwards.
Yeah, I'll show.
Once we do finish this Dynamite thing, we'll look at it.
So for some reason they had to. They don't want the belt on Rey Fenix because John Moxley wasn't clear because he's still concussed. So
this is
Rey
what
Fenix
I think happened.
Well, let me finish this. So he wrestles Orange Cassidy, but Phoenix did another excellent job here of selling back pain. And the match was shorter, which it should have been because last week he was selling great, and then they went to like a 5-minute sequence where they wasn't selling anything and stuff. But this is like so in the big picture, this worked if you're doing the selling of his injuries because he just he was selling it so well, it was believable that he just couldn't beat this kid, and he beat him pretty quick in 4 minutes. So what'd you think?
Good match. Obviously. It's got to be a work because I don't think anybody would be on TV working that injury like that for 3 weeks straight. I think this is what I'm thinking. He wasn't supposed to lose the title. Then Moxley was going to get it back today. But since Moxley didn't, he decided to put it on fresh juice, whatever, freshly squeezed. Because remember, he kind of went into depression when he lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good match.
So what's next? Okay.
Bro,
Now
let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, are you going to talk about the Toni Storm thing?
Yes. Let me explain
Okay.
it, and then we talk about it. So they go to.
I think I'm going to say the same thing. Go ahead.
Okay, RJ City interviewed Timeless Toni Storm in the backstage interview set, and she's been doing good character work lately. Okay, because she's acting crazy, right? So she set up her silent film that aired during, and then they, for some reason, they did their picture-in-picture.
Right,
so
bro. How is she supposed to get over when you put in a picture-in-picture during a commercial? You couldn't even see what was.
Did you watch this?
Yes.
So this did not air in picture on Hulu. This aired in regular, right?
Yeah.
Bro, this was cringe. Like she was just acting weird and manic and stuff, but it went on for way too long. They came back later in the show and did a part 2 where she just kind of like did the exact same thing. She was acting weird and stuff and just by herself. And I'm like, what did you think of this?
Well, I just think that she's trying to kind of recreate like those old school actresses that over dramatized, and she's kind of wild, like the Betty Davis types of, I don't know if you know her story, but like these girls, these ladies that they were divas when they were young. And like, as they started to get older, it became very hard to deal with because they were making a lot of money and a lot of fame, like everywhere else, So I think she's trying to like, one of those types,
right?
So
Wardlow,
Marilyn Monroe, who was crazy. Yeah.
So next,
Anna Nicole Smith.
So
how much she was.
Yeah, but she was a Hollywood star.
So they did bro, this poor guy. I mean, he's got to go to WWE. Wardlow comes in and does the exact same thing he's been doing every week. Power bombs a guy a bunch. They stopped the match. That was it. Like no call out, no angle, no nothing. Just no. He's content. Just nothing. He just did the exact same gimmick. He's literally done. How many times has he done this match on the show where he just comes in and just power bombs guys and beats them? 20, 25.
A lot. Yeah, and he did it again.
Right. And like,
and let me just say this.
Get it. It's like,
I think that they're trying to rehabilitate Hobbs. They're trying to rehabilitate. Somebody got in somebody's ear and said, "Bro, look at this." And somebody wrote this on Twitter. I didn't see it myself, but it said that on his wrist tape, it said MJF. So maybe MJF is all right. If you're going to put him with me, you need to build him up. Or maybe he said it himself, because I think MJF was like a huge believer in Wardlow.
Right. Well, he should be a number one. He should be one of the top contenders because he squashed the guy last time they wrestled.
I think they're maybe getting him ready for MJF. You know what I'm saying?
All right, but he needs to. But bro,
I like that.
You need to squash somebody higher up on the card now. That's how you get the guy ready. You know.
Right.
So backstage, Paquette checked on Jericho as being treated by a trainer, and Garcia showed up and asked how he was doing. The acting this wasn't that great until Menard showed up and asked Garcia what he was doing. Garcia was saying he was checking on someone that they cared about. And Menard said he had enough and they're better than this. He was mad.
I like Garcia.
The Garcia was acting like a simp here for Jericho.
Yeah.
But they go over to Jericho. I thought he'd be like on a trainer's table, like he's knocked out of it.
Right.
He just showed up with he had ice on his neck. It's like what's he checking on here? It's like, the guy looks like he just got ice on his neck. Right. That was funny though, I thought. So for some more comedy on the show, Jay White, the big factions wrestling MJF, they come out on these scooters.
Club, bro. That sounds like a bunch of 5-year-olds.
And they come out on scooters, right? Yeah. So he wrestles Paige. They have a good match. Now, these guys are good workers, so this was a pretty good match.
That they are.
But at the end, Prince Nana comes out and tried to hit Paige with his crown. Paige stuffed it in a very awkward-looking sequence.
Yes.
Right, and then White rolled him up and Paige and pinned him. And afterwards, Paige limped to the back while chasing Nana to the back. But yeah, this was not a well-executed sequence where he was trying to hit him with the crown because he didn't. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of this. So let me tell you this. That was a 16-minute match.
Let me check real quick.
Yeah.
Afterwards, all right, MJF comes out on the stage, and they start a 7-minute promo sequence here that was after a 16-minute match.
Right.
Basically, just give me my title back, because Jay White stole the title. He says, "Well, you got to earn it. We have to have a match. You don't just come and ask for something." Then the most very tasteless thing MJF had told a story about when he was anti-Semitism he had grown up with.
Right.
Told the story in the past. So Robinson held up a roll of quarters that had Freeman on it.
The other kids threw change.
Tasteless?
The other kids threw change at him or something.
So why is that tasteless?
It's anti-Semitic Jewish insult.
Yeah, in the middle of the Israeli pack.
Bro, MJF knows this. He knows he didn't just slip it out on him by surprise. This was discussed backstage. So what's tasteless about it?
Well, you're not supposed to really do anti-racial angles on the show. This is a racially charged angle.
But that was more about him. The timing may be terrible. The timing may be terrible, but yeah,
it's taboo. Honestly, you shouldn't be going there with this because you're gonna upset Jewish fans. Like, why are they doing Why is the guy being anti-Semitic? They
know he's Jewish. They know this is a work.
Nobody aware
thinks
of that.
This is real.
But you're gonna some fans.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that.
Right.
Well, if MJF was okay with it, I guess that's okay with me.
Okay, that's fine.
I
don't care. I'm not offended.
I know you're being devil's advocate.
A lot of people were offended.
I know.
That was on social media, and I'm like,
really,
dude, you asked for it. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
I'm not offended, but A, I'm not Jewish, and B, I just think the timing, like I said, was, and it's also not necessary for their feud. Is that going to make it so much more heated? I don't think so. And Prince Nana is 43 or 44, Konnan. There's no specifics, but
so
43 or 44.
Saraya versus Hikaru Shida. This is a disgrace. So Shida kicked out of everything, bro. Saraya's been. So they did a thing where Ruby Soho came out with the spray. Okay, and she went to spray Shida on the floor, and she blocked her arm and hit her. So Shida comes in the ring. Saraya went to grab the kendo stick and the spray, literally right in front of the referee. She's got the kendo stick and the spray. So she's got the spray. The referee grabs the kendo stick out of her hand, looks while she still has the spray in the other hand, turns around. Saraya sprays her in the face with the spray. Okay? Bro, the last how many characters have they been spraying in the face with the spray, and like they were off TV for like a week or two? Okay, right. She sprayed her in the face, hit her with her finish. She kicked out, reversed it, got the roll up for the 3 count, and then didn't even sell the spray after the match. She was just celebrating. This is like horrific. What did you think of this,
bro?
Were you thinking the same thing I'm thinking there?
Yeah, and the thing is that, bro, there were way too many like boo yay spots from the fans. The Shida kicked out at 2 after being spray painted in the face. It's
and hit with their finish.
Right, and people were chanting "Holy Shida," and I'm thinking to myself, I don't understand something, bro. I'm not hating. I'm just stating. I don't really know I don't know the girl at all. But you have Toni Storm there, who's hot right now. You got Ruby Soho. You got a couple other girls, and I may be a little bit biased here. You got Taya. Other people you can put it on. You decide to put it back on her. Why? She can't cut English promos. Her matches aren't really that special. So why would you put that on her again?
So WWE has been doing some really good vignettes with Nakamura, where they're subtitled and very well produced. So for some reason, the AEW's response to this is Takeshita is doing the cue card gimmick like Sammy Guevara, and it looks they're cue cards with badly written magic mark or anything. And I'm just, bro, this looks seriously, it looks amateurish, doesn't it?
Very amateurish.
Right.
Yeah, that is a word.
Right. So MJF said he wasn't in the mood for the interview. He just wanted to call Adam Cole. He called him on the phone. Oh, and plus this was another thing. In the vignette earlier with Adam Cole and what's his name? They said there's no cell phone service here. You don't even have any TVs. I want to watch AEW, right?
Right.
And they're like, it's okay. So they did the gimmick where they had to say that because MJF is calling him on the phone and the call dropped. He said, "Oh, the service must be bad."
Right.
This is so, I don't know. So we go to so then Max Cass or Anthony Bowens and Billy
when
Gunn
you see that, what are you thinking? What are you thinking when you see
that whoever produced the segment, I wish I was there to say, like, dude, we got to make this more interesting. So Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, and Billy Gunn showed up, and Caster said the three of them would team with MJF, who stormed away. Then Gunn asked Caster why he was volunteering their services, and he also asked what was up with Caster's obsession with MJF. Caster said they came up together, and MJF is his friend. He said he also likes it when MJF plays hard to get.
Is this guy going to come out too? Hey, what's going on here?
Or is MJF going to come out? I mean, why are they even going there? This is weird.
That's good.
I'm like, what if they actually do that? Right. So basically a Cage comes out, and he cuts a promo on I think this was not necessary, I thought, because they were having a match with Adam Copeland and Luchasaurus. This should have been done in the back earlier, like a promo to set up for this, not right before the match.
I agree.
Right. So he cuts a promo, and then they're good. So Adam Copeland runs out, and he goes face up with Luchasaurus, but then the little kid, Nick Wayne, grabs his leg, and this was actually this wasn't a 5-star match, but this is well done psychology wise because he put him over pretty good. And Luchasaurus is not doing the thigh slapping anymore or the lucha spots. He's just wrestling like a big man and beating Ed Copeland down. Okay, and basically, they did a spot where they did he threw the belt in. What's his name? Took the belt from him and hit Luchasaurus with it and threw the belt back to Cage. So the Luchasaurus turned around and saw Cage with the belt. So did you hit me with it? Cage's like, no, I didn't hit you with it, and turned around and got speared and won. And after the match, Wayne chop blocked Copeland. He and Luchasaurus with the boost, and then Bryan Danielson ran out, hit him from behind. And Claudio Yuta came out, and Swerve and Tao Leota and Bishop Gaun ran out with Prince Nana. And they ended up with Edge spearing Wayne and Danielson having the label lock on Copeland to close the show. That was a good little schmaz at the end, I thought. It was pretty decent. What'd you think?
Yep, I agree with everything you just said. And it was when they were doing the promos, did you hear some of the lines Cage was throwing out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he goes, yeah, I know I have a lot of fans, including your wife, Beth.
Right.
Who's a huge fan. He always gets that,
right, the wife fan, right, yeah,
right, or the dad, right, which is great. Yeah. Let me see, what else do I remember from this? It was almost kind of, what, it was almost like Edge did the same thing Jericho did in a way, even though he won, not Cage, Edge.
Yeah.
It's almost like Edge did the same thing Jericho, right, which was what they're supposed to do. Now they're doing it right. Yeah.
So that's been our AEW review.
Boom.